Okay, so let me just walk you through. I gave this out to a mastermind a while ago, maybe a couple years ago. So some of you may have it, but you may not have it like handy. So basically, let me read this to you and see if this is helpful for you in thinking. Now think if you're a meeting coordinator and you receive this. So I just spoke at your event. And by the way, you can copy this word for word. Use it. Okay? Hi, Courtney. I hope all is going well, or I hope you're doing well. Again, thank you for all of your help and assistance with me speaking at the ASPAN conference. I truly appreciate it and all of your hard work. Enclosed are two things for you. You. Okay? 1, signed copy of my book. 2, a testimonial/recommendation letter for your great work at the event. Feel free to use it in any way for your business that may be helpful. Got that? Next paragraph. Also attach, so basically give first, law of reciprocity. Give first, right? Also attached are a few sample testimonial letters written by past clients who have had me speak for their groups. Would you kindly send me a similar, short, underlined letter? Does that seem like a lot of work? Okay. We would like to, and I tell her why. Because she's probably wondering, why does he want this letter? We would like to include it in our speaker packet for your convenience. This is important, so you might want to highlight this. I've enclosed a stamped, self-addressed envelope. So circle that, and then circle the very first line in that paragraph. Attached are a few sample testimonial letters written by past clients. I'm giving her, Courtney, a sample. Don't assume people know how to write a testimonial letter. They have no idea. Okay? Okay, now turn to the next page. There is the testimonial letter that I wrote for Courtney. And it's the same one pretty much with a few variations that goes to the coordinator. Thank you for all of your help and assistance with me speaking at the ASPAN conference. I truly appreciate it. And all of your hard work. You were fantastic. In the past 15 years, I have had the honor of working with numerous meeting managers, event coordinators, and conference planners. You are one of the best. You went out of your way to make sure everything ran smoothly. By the way, these are all things that a client... So how many of you are doing the 2-day at Forbes thing? And then you're going to get that testimony. See, look at the thought I put into it. These are all things that a client is looking for in a meeting coordinator when he or she is thinking of hiring that meeting coordinator. So here, you went out of your way. Okay, do you want a meeting coordinator that just does the status quo or goes out of his or her way? Okay? To make sure there's certainty, everything ran smoothly. If you're running an event, do you want things chaotic or you want them to run smoothly? Okay? And handled even the smallest of details. Tell she's a detail-oriented person, right? Now, next sentence. You made my job easy being your keynote speaker. Everybody catch that? Oh, did I just mark it myself? Because what if Courtney shows this to a gazillion clients, and that person happens to read it? Oh, hey, you had this guy as a keynote speaker? Well, the dude wrote her a letter. What do you think Courtney's going to say? Oh, he was phenomenal. Best speaker I ever worked with. Does everybody catch that? Okay. Thank you. Well, that's a great kind of attention grabber there. I know it's not grammatically correct, but it sticks out, and it's all caps. Now look at the last line. I would gladly recommend you to any organization looking to plan an event. Now this is important. So flip back. Notice my signature on the letter to Courtney. It was just, real fast, right? Not on the one she's going to show to all of her clients. I want them to be able to read my name. Everybody catch that? I can pick up clients who read this, okay? Now, last couple things. Flip over. I actually have put a sample of the self-addressed returns envelope with the stamp on it. Self-addressed, self-stamped however you say that, self-addressed stamp, there we go. Self-addressed stamped envelope. Now, what's important is it's handwritten and slanted. I have the word urgent. Now, what I do is I take a red pen and I write the word urgent so that when it's sitting on her desk, it's jumping out, it's urgent, and you need to do this thing. And it's handwritten. Why? A professional business one gets discarded or pushed aside. Not handwritten personal stuff, okay? Now flip the page, and I took 2 killer testimonial letters, and I attached 2 of them, not just 1, 2, and I underlined things that are things I want to jump out in a testimonial letter, because here's what will happen. They don't know how to write testimonial letters. A lot of times they will just copy that, which you have underlined. So like this, and by the way, one is from Florence Pasta and Cheeses, which was a food company I spoke for, and then when we flip over, it was an electric company. So look at the diversity, right? So look at a couple things on the Florence Pasta and Cheeses. Great presentation. Some of the things that were underlined in the first paragraph. Your presentation was outstanding. More than lived up to your billing. I didn't underline all the words, only the words I want her to copy and put in my letter she's going to do. Does everybody catch that? And then if you look at the electric company one that I did, the very last one, very last little paragraph line, I won't hesitate to recommend you to anyone and will definitely keep you in mind should we require a speaker for another occasion. Well, I want Courtney's letter to say, I'll recommend you to my clients. Okay, so I'm kind of pitching her or influencing her on how to write the letter for me. Got it? So this is the thing, the stuff that goes to the event coordinator. How many speakers do you know send the event coordinator a testimonial letter after? Well, here's your copy to model. Start doing this. Okay? It'll make you different and stand out. Is that a great bonus? Yes. You can copy all this word for word if you like. Whatever works for you. All right, there you go. Yeah. If you want to copy this and send this exact thing with my name on it to all of your event coordinators.
So James, if you don't have a written testimonial letter yet,
yeah.
Would you include this as a sample?
Oh yeah. Here, good. Here, I'll just go ahead. No, I'll do it. No, go ahead. He said, if you don't have a testimonial letter, would you just include it as a sample? Yeah, absolutely. If you don't have something, do a hypothetical letter. Do some sort of prototype, if you will, to show them what you're looking for. Don't assume they know how to write a testimonial letter. Don't assume people know how to give video testimonials. You know, here's what people, Mr. Meeting Planner, I'm so glad you liked my talk. Would you say a testimonial for me? And you'll get stuff. Hey, this is Billy Ray Bob, I do these event things here, and we had a lot of people, and one we had Jimmy, marketing, and I just got to tell you, man, Jimmy's a good guy, and thanks so much. I've gotten those, like. Right, Steve? It's like, okay, well, that just stunk. Something like, really had a great time speaking here, and oh man, I met some great people, and it was just awesome, and it was really, really fun. So if I'm using it on a website for a boot camp, right? Does that get to the end result, registrations? I had fun, I met people, versus, man, I've been to every speaker training out there. Holy cow, like Kevin said something. I took 6 pages of notes listening to James. You got to go to his Big Money Speaker Boot Camp and any training stuff he does. Well, see, that helps sell boot camp. So you got to be very careful to direct like these meeting coordinators with that kind of letter, or you'll have a testimonial letter that's not really a testimonial letter. Make sense? Okay, so for the next, 20, 25 minutes, going to ask Kevin and Forbes to come up, and we can do a little last-minute Q&A kind of. What is that? Oh, it's the alarm. That's what happens when the three of us get together.
So hot, I set off the fire alarm. Good thing I brought my tools out.
Okay, so anyone want to ask any questions from your yellow sheet? We'll start forming a line over here. Oh, wait, hang on 1 second, Forbes. Let me move us closer together for the video thingy.
Hey, Jake, let me
Yeah.
congratulate the Chicago Blackhawks for last night's victory.
I think you got to turn the mic on, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't on the mic. It was. It does.
That's why I turned it off.
It's
Two more to go.
it's not real. It doesn't exist, Larry. Okay. All right, Curtis.
Chance to watch the game together.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you. Hi. Good
Hello.
afternoon. So my question, Forbes, is that you talked about having about opening the door and knowing like when the door is open, and if it's not open, then it's closed, etc. And I was just wondering, tips, advice. What is the most effective way that you found to get to open a door, or like any words of wisdom about door opening?
If that's a beautiful question.
Oh, I don't think.
Am I not on?
No.
Turn me on. Check,
Wait,
check, I
wait.
may not be on.
There we go. Now it's a green light.
Check, 1, 2. Still not feeling. We're talking about
Testing. Testing. 1, 2. All right. Well, we'll do this for now until.
Okay, so the question is about open doors.
Oh, wait, never mind. Now he's on. Is your mic
Check,
on?
check, 1, 2. I can talk into my own chest.
There we
we
go.
go.
Yes.
All right, so here's the deal about open doors. Number one, it really helps to know what you want. It helps to know what you're pitching. Because how do you know if the door is open? You hear that accessibility. Here's how crazy I am about open doors. I'm walking in New York City a couple of weeks ago. I love my spin gym, right? It's one of those things. I just happen to enjoy this. 2 women are walking behind me, and I hear this conversation. They're in their 60s, and one says to the other, oh, can't wait for your daughter's wedding. How exciting. I think I'm going on Weight Watchers. I really want to get my arms in shell. Really? Am I going to stand on the street and do this open door? Really? And I said, excuse me, I know this is crazy. Can I just show you the greatest fitness product on the planet for your arms? Yes, bam, they followed me and bought 3 spin gyms. Because I was listening for an open door. So you talk about men and women, right? You don't want to just immediately jump into your product. I'm sure you can hear when the conversation is, my wife bet, my husband bet. That moment is an open door. And then how do you encourage an open door? Well, you know what you want to get to. All I have to do is say, wow, you're really fit. What do you do as a workout? Yeah, but bet you don't have a whole lot of time, right? No. Yeah, you want to see something really cool? Yeah. Open door. I don't go, hey, want to see a spin gym? I never do that. And if you're real busy or it doesn't work, I'm totally cool with that. It is about putting on your ears. And so what is it? You'll hear somebody say something, and you want to be the expert guider to that. See how genius he is on stage? That's how I am interpersonally. Hear that, because if you jump the gun, you close down, you got to move on to somebody else. We're talking about the weather, we're talking about politics. I don't like chit-chat. Chit-chat is what? No cha-ching with chit-chat? So go, yeah, you know, your thing, I've got clutter. Well, you know, you talk about spring cleaning. Then you go, okay, is that an open door? Not quite. Well, how do you feel about spring cleaning? Well, I have a tough time with it. They will tell you everything that you want to hear. Your job, I believe, when you're with someone, is to listen. Don't be so ready to jump in with your thing. Your thing is only important when they're ready. And when they're ready, my belief is they're waiting for your product. Almost everybody is. That's why you do that. You've got something golden to offer people. Get them to that state and just give them what they're asking for.
I'm going to give you my couple thoughts on it too. So I open a lot of my own doors, but I also utilize my network, my mentors, my accountants, my lawyers, people I pay a lot of money to, organizations, chambers, to, if I need to get to somebody, I think, okay, if I can't get to them myself, like, am I going to call them myself? Or who do I know that might be able to get to that door better than me. And so I wanted to meet with Gary, what's the social media guy? Vanderchuck. Okay, I want to meet with Gary Vanderchuck. So I have a network in New York I'm part of, a group, entrepreneurs organization called the head of EO New York, said, you guys know Gary? Yes. Can you get the door open for me? Boom, I had a meeting within a week. So, 'cause if I were to try to go through his secretary or whatever, it might have, maybe I could have, maybe I couldn't have, but I utilize people that are close to me, that are part of my network, to get doors open too.
That's another sub thing that you brought up a very interesting point. So I'm kind of focused on the interpersonal right now, how you get that person next to you on the right and left to be your lead. But what he said is very important. When you know what you want, and you were very clear on that, I needed a book agent in New York City. And I wasn't quite sure, so I'm sitting with Larry, who's the guy who did the Learning Annex, your former guy, yes. Yes,
yeah.
CEO of that. So I'm sitting with him, and he and his partner are talking about he and Trump just hit a $2 million advance.
Zanker.
Larry, thank you. Is it Larry Zanker?
It's not Larry, but
no,
it's
it's
Zanker.
something
Greg
Zanker.
or something.
Greg, yes, something. And I'm thinking,
Bill.
how do I get this agent?
Bill Zanker.
Bill Zanker.
Bill Zanker.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it's Bill Zanker.
He used
Yeah,
to learn the
definitely. Yeah.
He
Bill
owns the
Zanker.
Learning Annex.
Right, Learning Annex, Bill Zanker.
You're right. And then,
Wait.
You want
what?
that door open?
Wait, we got that on video? You're saying we're right?
for the last time, guaranteed. And I'm sitting there thinking, and he says to me, now, how valuable is what you've got? And there's a couple of you in here, you need to go home and remember and understand and hear me, that what you've got really is valuable. And who you are to present it is really important. That somehow the universe got you and you heard this message, and you're also very different. But that needs to get out there. And now it's your mission to do that, to connect the dots. That's where social media is very helpful. But I remember him saying this to me. He said, well, I just got a $2 million advance. My agent is the big guy who used to do Warner Brothers and AOL, Kirschbaum. Larry Kirschbaum. And I'm thinking, my instinct was, well, maybe I'm not big enough. And then I said, damn it, you know what? And he said, I'll give you his phone number, but don't bother. He won't have time for someone like you.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? You don't know me. And I had my pitch down for the book I was working on, and I picked up the phone, and I said, hi, I'm in town. This is what I'm up to. He said, I'll see you at 3. To connect the dots for an open door. Why would he meet with me? Well, because I've spent the time becoming this person, and my what was right. My pitch was 2 sentences, something that I know he needed to hear. All the things that you've heard come into play and create that open door. What James just did, the way he pitches and what he teaches, he created an open door. He set the platform, and then he offered you something amazing, and all you have to do is say what? Yes. See that? Getting to the yes.
One last thing. People come to me for me to open doors, and the one thing I have to think about is, are they going to make me look bad in the process?
Yeah.
Okay, because that happens. I mean, I'll get a call from someone that I introduced, somebody that I helped, and they're like, they say they don't have their pitch down. They don't. So if you're going to ask for someone to help open a door, make sure you're ready, you're prepared, you keep it concise, you don't, bully the other people with bombarding them with tremendous amounts of, because there's people that I know they bombard the hell out of me, so how can I turn a friend of mine on to that? Like people's come to me, they want to meet Mark Cuban, right? Like, that door doesn't get open very often because I know these people can't handle. I don't want Mark Cuban to stop taking my calls because I've bombarded him with a bunch of people that are lunatics. Okay?
Hey,
Thank you.
Could you introduce me to Cuban? I want to get some basketball tickets.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
On the center court, right there on the, okay.
First of all, much gratitude for all 3 of you. My prayers have been answered by being here at this very moment, speaking to all 3 of you. The story's too long. We don't have time. But I definitely wanted to ask, because I know many of you also have this question. I myself right now am in a position to have inventions and CD sets, DVD sets, book series. I mean, all this. I'm having a documentary being made of me about me next month. I'm so excited. Getting executive producer credit and all that stuff. So things just seem to be just skyrocketing. And I wanted to know because you're all, I don't know anyone better to ask than you 3. about this. How does one go from taking and protecting their idea and making it into a product? Like right now, I can literally put this thing into motion, like this one invention specifically, but it doesn't take much. But you guys know. I mean, but we don't. Like, how do I take it from a prototype? What's it cost? What's it go from idea to reality? I mean, from one step to the next. I mean, all three of you, please.
Well, I'll give you a couple thoughts.
Yes.
First of all, you always make sure you protect your idea the best way possible. So no matter who you're talking to, always get like non-disclosure signed. You know, one thing I say, there's something called what's the first, NDA, not confidentiality. The first patent is a provisional. Yeah, a provisional patent is not a real patent, but what it is a 1-year term, costs a couple $100 to get. It registers your idea with the U.S. Patent Office so that you're documenting when you came up with it. So now, if you disclose that to somebody who then tries to knock you off or steal it, you've got the provisional in place. It gives you 1 year to go get a real patent, okay? Which is a design or utility or whatever, okay? So always assume that anybody that you're going to disclose it to is going to steal it. So I mean, because I've seen relatives, uncles of people. You know, you go to your rich uncle, boom, they took it and ran with it, right? I mean, it happens. So in our industry, people steal ideas they'll steal it, they'll knock you off, et cetera. So we always assume you're gonna get knocked off. So you got to be very protective and. So the first step is protecting your idea. But from there, if it's a physical product, you need to get a prototype as quickly as possible, because a lot of times you're telling people about it, you're trying to describe it, it's this. Once you have a working prototype, and that, I have a guy that does that stuff for me. He used to work for Kenner Toys, and his business was making very quick, very cheap, inexpensive prototypes. But now it's a visualization of what you've got. And as you're showing people, you're trying to get excitement from investors, from different people, it takes it to the next step. So now don't go spend 50 grand to do that, but you need to kind of get it visualized. And also then you can start getting into engineering and some of the other things.
This is the step that
Right.
Is that something that
Yes.
that company would help with?
Which company?
The one,
yes, yeah.
okay. And
I actually have a cousin in Cincinnati that worked for Kenner Toys.
Yeah, we talked.
He's an industrial engineer. He's a prototype guy. He does things on the cheap because he knows that inventors, like he doesn't work for Kenner Toys anymore. But even when he did, they would give him. They'd come down and say, "We need a Star Wars thing. You got 48 hours," and he would just make a little crude prototype, and then they would say, "Okay, now engineer it." And then they would start spending some money. But that's Kenner Toys.
Okay, to quote a very famous man in this room, fastest way to the cash is not, am I still on? Check, check.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, it's on.
Hi, Felix.
Yeah.
Oh, check, there you go. Fastest way to the cash from someone who owns a product that she manufactures in China, that I stood at U.S. Customs one Christmas and New Year's before they almost threw out 22,000 units of my product, and I physically had to black out 44,000 DVDs. Don't do it right now. Fastest way to the cash and things somebody can't steal is your idea, is who you are, is your story. Y'all listening to this? The man sells air. He speaks for a living.
Oh, no, hot air.
Hot air.
Probably brings in extra air conditioning.
From where?
You don't need to patent his idea. It's already in fact, he tells you to steal my writing, take my ideas, and do it on your own. You have things nobody can take from you as a doc. Do those things first. I'm not in a room full of inventors, which is why I can say this. You have the most amazing commodity between the internet and the way that you market it, but your IP is irreplaceable. No one can steal it. No one can steal your movie. No one can steal what you talk about. Do that first. Get your book, get your IP, get your DVDs, get all that out, speak about it, and make a ton of money. While you're doing that, products are nice, but what would you rather have? A $30 spin gym or a $20,000 day in my studio? A $10,000 day in my studio. Let me share with you.
Oops.
No, let me share with you, and that's why you're in this room here. We won't ever do that again. Just so you know, that wasn't one of James I'm slashing. If you're in the room and you want to take advantage of it, I would do that. But the point of what I'm trying to make is he will help you. We will both help anyone in the room give you that kind of information. Maximize what you already do. It's golden what you have. Go on that ride. Make money from that.
Well, I mean, so like, and I don't know, I never have done this, but like, to do a product like that with, you know, bring it in, like, you got to put a lot of cash up front to just like get prototypes and all that, right? Versus, or like me, I just go book
Yeah,
time, I book a speech.
It can cost cash, but it doesn't have to cost a ton. Usually what you try to do is take it to a point where you can bring a partner on who will put up all the money. That's what I would always recommend. I mean, even, and by the way, my cousin, the reason why I give him projects to do, and I also show him some things, and I say, look, I'm not going to pay you a dime for this. You're going to get 25 cents for every one we sell. You do all the work, you're a partner. And so I got to pay $300 to the patent the government to get a patent filed, but my cousin does all the engineering, then we get a mold maker to put up the molds, and then we get a manufacturer. And so there's people you can partner with across the board.
So they're all partners in it.
You can make them partners all the way. Yeah.
So they can keep quiet and also be interested
Right.
in the process of your
Exactly.
success.
And now they have ownership, so they want it to be the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
How much time would it take from the?
Oh,
from
we
that
got to
one?
move on.
Oh, okay, I'm
We
sorry.
got to
Yeah.
move on.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hi, James. Quick question. Do you recommend that we put, or can we put coaching prices on the website?
Oh, good question. I have never listed ever a speaker fee or a coaching fee on a website because I don't want to be judged by a price without them finding out all the value, or I don't know if they went through testimonials. You know, I find that most people will scroll right to the price. So I never, especially a high-priced coaching, you know, or, you know, you're charging $7,500 or $15,000 for a speech. You don't want somebody looking at the price and then, you know, discarding you from consideration based on that. So, you know, let me give you an example. Years ago, and by the way, email, I never have emailed prices either. I always got on the phone with everybody. To this day, I get on the phone with people when it comes to a high price thing. Here's why. Check this out. So years ago, I got an email coming in from a youth organization about having me speak at one of their events. At the time, for teenagers, my fee was $3,500. They emailed in $2,500, or they said, "What's your fee?" And I never gave it to them, because if I would have sent $3,500, and they only had a budget for this youth talk for $25,000, well, I lost. So I saw in the email signature the phone number, so I picked up the phone and called the person. And they said, "Well, we only have $2,500 in our speaker budget for our keynote." I said, "Okay, well, I'll consider lowering my fee in exchange for some things." Did everybody catch that? My line is, I don't give things for free. I'll consider waiving my fee or consider lowering my fee in exchange for. Does everybody catch that? So then you should have a list of things that you would want. It could be that they do an article on you that is going to be in their journal. It could be on their website. They could interview you for a webinar series. I mean, there's a whole list of things you could come up with in exchange for that discount. So I said, let me ask you a couple of questions. How many students do you have? We have 3,000 coming. I said, oh, so right away I'm thinking, okay, if they're coming to a student leadership conference, they're all bringing money, and they're all leaders, and they all buy books and all that, so I'm going to do pretty decent in the back of the room with books. And I said, how many advisors? And they said, we have 400 advisors. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a showcase opportunity where I can get a lot of spin-off talks. And so in my mind, I'm going, I'll lower the fee in exchange for a list of all the advisors. This is 400 speaking opportunities, right? So I then hit her with the line. I said, I have an idea that would add great value. How would you like to get a copy? And this is all in the Big Money Speaker binder. It's like script. I give you this, right? But it's my line. How would you like to get a copy of my book, Teenagers Tips for Success, for all the kids coming and the advisors, but it won't cost you a dime? How's that for a pitch? Well, that'd be great. And I said, and the importance of this is my message is going to die off after the hour, but the book lets the message live on forever and really drives home the message with the kids and the advisors, right? Said, so what did they pay for their registration fee last year? And I'm going to make this up because I don't remember the exact number. Let's say it was $79. Say, oh, great. So this year you just charge $89. $10 will not determine whether they're going to come to the event. They're going to blow the $10 on cotton candy. They're going to, mom and dad are paying for it, or the school is paying for it through their school budget for that group of kids that's coming to that conference. You keep your $79 registration fee, but you just send me the $10 per kid for the book. And now this is what it will do for you. That will cover all the cost of printing the books. I could even have your logo printed on the cover of the book or on the inside. I could have a whole letter printed on the inside cover from your organization. That will cover shipping the books there, and now that will cover my fee for sitting down and doing autographs. My fee for sitting down and doing autographs. That'll cover my fee for taking photos, and I'll set up a table, I have a banner, and I'll sit there and I'll autograph every single book for all the kids if they want them autographed. Now I know I'm going to autograph about 100 books, that's it, right? And I'll take pictures, and we'll turn this into an amazing experience for the kids rather than just hiring some speaker, okay? And then we'll ship them ahead of time. You can even have the book stuffed in the registration packet, so when all the kids register, there's a book in there. And then what I'd like to do, Miss Meeting Planner, if that's okay with you, is I would like to announce from the stage at the beginning of my talk that we need to thank Josie, because Josie got you all a copy of that book that you have. Can we give Josie a standing ovation? And I just secured my booking with Josie for next year, the rebooking, right?
Right.
So basically, here in a nutshell, that's how I used to turn like $2,500 talks into $30,000, $40,000 youth talks. Because had I printed that fee on the website, so I gladly took $2,500 because look at how I made it up in all these. Oh, and then I sold products in the back of the room, like other books and stuff. Had I had a fee of $3,500 printed up there for a kid talk, I never would have turned that into $30,000, $40,000 because they would have judged me on a fee. So that's a long way of saying no. But you see the reason behind it.
But on the website, isn't that forcing you to now do more consultations? Because I'm perceived as a celebrity to my demographic. I don't want to be on the phone.
Get over it. What? So is it?
like
You're talking speaking or consulting?
Right now, I'm talking like just my packages. People are going. I have my web traffic and my social media is through the roof. So, Instagram, I'm making $10,000 a week just off Instagram. So if people are going to my site and they're like, I want to just sign up. Because I took my prices off, I tested it, and then they have to get on the phone with me. I tell them the same thing, and they buy.
All right, then leave it up.
Okay, so there's no rule.
Take it down, leave it up, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so there's no rule.
My thing is I don't like prices up there.
Right.
For coaching, for consulting, I'm not going to list I don't want a $15,000 fee and then people
Well, it's a
judging me
normal
on a
club.
fee.
Like you see how you have the mastermind, and
Yeah.
this is the price. If I come, well, you might change it, but if I come next month, is the price. That's not going to change.
Well, so I'm different though in this, and then we're going to move on.
Okay.
You can't just go sign up for mine. You have to come to an event, you go through an application process, and I tell you whether I want you or not. It's not whether you can sign up and you want me. I tell you whether I want you. Because I got people in my house, I got people on my cell phone. There are people I don't want in my house, because they're kooky.
But Tiana, do you talk to all the people, or do you have somebody that you could have
Right
be
now,
a buffer?
Because I do like 60 live events a year myself that I put on.
Yeah.
So my events are my feeders, but in between events, they're on my site.
But you don't have anybody that can buffer in
I'm about to-
between?
Susie's about to do it for me.
I think you need somebody that
Yeah.
that can represent you, because
Yeah.
when they're getting to you,
That's-
Yeah.
it's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
tougher. You need I have somebody that does all that for me,
That's what
and
I'm thinking.
so I think you
That's the
that way you're not going to spend all your time wasting time with these
Yeah.
people.
And just as an FYI, before I actually hired any assistants starting out, I had a great assistant. His name was Robert Zabo. Robert's my middle name, and Zabo's my mom's maiden name. And Robert answered every email.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
Robert, it was very easy. People stopped contacting. People stopped contacting James when Robert wouldn't let them get to James.
Right.
Oh, Oh, you have a mic? Okay.
Yeah, I have it. You don't have to give me that one.
Testing.
And it works, by the way. Doing just what you did, James, with the books and the whole thing. My question is to all three of you. I did sign up for this amazing thing, and I'm shaking because I can't believe it. My question is, how will I prepare so it makes it easier for you to coach me when this happens? And one of the things I'm looking for is dress. As you've seen, Forbes, I've been wearing the same outfit for 3 days. So, and that's simply because I get an outfit, I like it, clothes. Art is my thing, not clothes. So this would be huge, and I hope it helps others, but I know it's gonna help me.
So let me jump in for 1 second. So we are going to get together on the phone. Test now. I think, is this on? Yeah, but they're kind of all going. There we go. That's the best one. Okay. So we'll get together on the phone maybe for a little time, and we'll put together how to prepare. Like, here are some things to think of, and then we can send out an email for all of it, just like we do for coaching sessions at my house. So, you know, you can give a short answer, but we'll
Actually, I don't even need to give an answer. I just want a quick demo. Do me a favor. Come here, darling. Tell me her name. Right here. Come here. You come here. Mike, come here. Come here. Real quick. Really quick. Stand up here. The 4 of you stand up. This is all that you need to know when we talk to you and tell you this. On television, come here. Everybody squint your eyes. Okay, look at their outfit real quick. Do you see how clean and bright and this pink one looks beautiful and simple? And I see her face. Purple's a beautiful color for him. Here, all I see is busy. Here, all I see is busy. Which one do you want to wear? Find your color. That's when we say solids. That's what it means. You're going to dress very simple. Jewelry. That's even black.
Don't wear white.
And we'll tell you this, but I just love the visual right here so that you can see when we're talking about it. Look how different. Go stand next to her for a second. And that's whenever I prepare for television. These are the things that we think about. We always do wardrobe. I'm so glad you asked that because the two of you, you look great in person. Never wear that on television. No, I know, but okay. So that's one of the answers to that question. And we will, thank you guys very much. And we will also send out how to prepare. I had a quick question about what if I don't have something specific to pitch? You have a time frame. Now, there's also a personality thing. You know, it's not always what you're pitching. If what you're pitching is you, and you get a chance, I had a beautiful couple of testimonials last night that just spoke about, wow, Forbes, you were inspiring, you were this, you were that. Can I put that on a Spin Gym website? Yeah, I can. So I would love you to think about how best to utilize this time. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Cool. All right. Oh, you got that there? Okay, I'll give Sue this one.
That was my question, how to prepare before September, so I'm passing the mic to Mike.
And Mike's going to pass it because that was his question.
So Kevin was talking the other day about the importance of celebrity endorsements, and James in his Big Money Speaker Bootcamp goes into even more detail about celebrity attachment and how to do that. I'm curious, what are the qualities and characteristics that you look for in your celebrities when you're matching them with products or to be associated with you?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I look for is a passion for the product. So I want to send them the product. If they've never heard of the product or seen it, we want them to love it, use it, have experienced it, as opposed to we did a show with the lady Joan Collins from Dynasty, okay? And she was doing a skincare product. She showed up, and she was getting $50,000. She showed up. She said, and this was shame on us for not having given her the product to try and love. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I'm not going to say we wrote a nice script. I'm not going to say all these things in the script about this product. I'm here to host the show. I'm not here to endorse the product. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be a total disaster. And it actually was one of the worst infomercials we ever shot. So I want to make sure that the celebrity really loves the product. It's in tune with kind of who they are and things like that. So what else? You got some other comments?
Also, just one of the things that's important when you're looking at celebrities is, I still think, can you guys hear me in the back?
Yeah, it's on.
There is a rating factor. It used to be the Q score. Yeah. And I know when you're putting people on Star Shop, how valuable are they? So we were talking about in your golf world. Well, so for me with my Cool Towel world, Serena Williams is a big star. Then we get, and a star to my audience. We talk about George St. Pierre and Dwayne Wade and Dwight, all these, and I said to these guys, they had the most amazing, high-powered basketball and baseball, and I said, we got to cut this. These guys are big, sweaty kind of basketball players, and we're talking our demographic is women. This doesn't inspire me. You mentioned Serena, who's on the network, who's just won her 20th title. So you got to match it with the audience that's going to buy it. Do they see themselves? Is that someone they go, wow? You guys are looking at Kevin and go, I'd love to be on Shark Tank, right? This is a good audience for him to be in front of. If you put someone who wasn't that, who's a big baseball or basketball star, you go, okay, motivational, but I don't want to do business with them.
Okay.
Kev,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, you told it Secret Knock, and I heard you from the stage. Tell
Yeah.
how you structured the deal with Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so so a lot of times celebrities they want money up front, and what I try to do is give them no money. Okay, I mean up front. Okay, I mean ultimately they're going to have to get paid or they're not going to be part of the deal. But so Hulk Hogan. He was a buddy of mine, so we were hanging out. He says, look, I said, Hulk, if I wanted to use you for something, you know, how does it work? He's like, well, we're friends. He said, I'd usually get 50 grand to do a deal. He said, but, you know, I do a special deal for you, $25,000 up front. But look, I don't want to negotiate that. You got to talk to my lawyer. So his lawyer is Henry Holmes. I don't know if you know Henry, okay? So I call Henry and I say, look, Henry, I want to use Hulk for this project. And so Henry says, yep. And he says, now I know Hulk gave you that special deal. He says, you know, he can't, you know, do this unless he's going to get $25,000 up front. So I said, so Henry, I said, you know, hey, no problem. But let me just ask you a couple questions. I said, Hulk really said he loved the product. And Henry, loves the product. I said, okay, great. So we know this is going to be successful, right? And, everything Hulk touches is successful, okay? So I'm bringing them in, right? So I'm like, okay, so yeah, no problem. You know, this is how we're going to do the deal, okay? We'll, you know, we'll shoot this commercial, and then we'll give him on the rollout of the commercial, we're going to give him $25,000. Henry's like, yeah, hey, good, you know, yeah, 25 grand. So, and what he didn't hear me say, we're going to shoot the commercial, test it, and then roll it out, and then pay him the $25,000. Totally different thing. Shooting the commercial, testing it with no money down, then once it proves out to be successful, on the rollout, we're going to give them 25 grand. Well, Henry, as a lawyer, didn't realize I had boxed him into that corner, but when we went down to the final straw, he admitted, yes, that he had agreed to that. So Hulk Hogan didn't get a dime up front. We shot the commercial, tested it, and then he got the 25 grand after we rolled it out. But we did roll it out, so he got the money, but had it not been successful, he wouldn't have gotten anything. That's how we do those deals. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the X.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. So my question is, Forbes, you mentioned that with the Spin Gym, you didn't actually create it, but now you market it. So how do we do that with products that aren't ours? Like in a medical profession, we use a lot of other people's products, and we can package them and sell them to patients. We can upsell, et cetera. But how do we do that in the sense where we're talking about like selling a product or something in the back of a room or whatnot?
All right,
By the way, I've out of 500 products, I've never invented one of them. So I mean,
Okay.
I go ahead.
check.
Yeah, exactly.
Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. I still feel like I'm not getting. All right.
Got to go with the
So
best
here's the
tip.
now I hear myself. You know, that's an interesting thing. My dad was an inventor, never made a dime from his inventions. I learned a lesson. I don't need to spend my time in the dark inventing. I love inventors. The whole marketing concept, and by the way, I now have a US patent on my exercises. I knew what my genius was. I'm going to tell you that you're not marketing the machine. It is a weight loss or a skin tightener or a stem cell, doesn't matter what it is. Why is your company and your group of experts and your entire loving culture the right person to get a result for that person using that product? I'm very careful. I don't sell a Spin Gym. It's irrelevant. It's what you do with it. And I wait now, and I've created an area where you say to me, wow, I could use that in my office. I could use that in my medical practice. I need that in my gyms. What are we talking about? We're not talking about the instrument, but it's the system. So you really carefully want to construct that. But was that your question?
Yeah, that's helpful.
Good.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I have a question then after Mike.
They'll be quick. First of all, I think I share for the rest of the crowd, you guys are awesome.
We need one question.
Okay. Let me see. I'll go to the most important one. I'm big on continual improvement. One of my greatest mentors is Jim Rohn. If you want to have more, you have to become more. Can you guys share just really quick what you do to continually improve? You're already at an extremely high level, I know, but I sense that you have the type of personality where that's not good enough for you.
All right, I'll go first. So let me have that so you don't ask 5 other questions.
The door's open, I think.
These are some things that I just have little rules, okay? And here's a couple little rules. My flying time is my learning time. So that's when I'm going through audios, reading books. My driving time is my learning time. So especially if I'm doing errands, and I actually like to do errands. I know you can have other people do them for you, but like it kind of relaxes me, like to run to the bank and all that. But I realize, like, you know, how much time you spend doing errands and like how many audio books that I've read or how many books I've read by listening to the book on CD. So I just have a couple little rules that, like, you know, just like my little rule when I save money, I write a check to my retirement account, whether it's $8 or $800. It's just a habit, right? But so when I'm driving around, you know, there are times when I listen to the music and all that, but at least one time a week when I'm just driving around, I am listening to some book on CD. That's 50 books I read a year just in errands, okay? Same thing with the airplane. Man, I don't know, for years, the first 15 minutes when I wake up, I read something. I want to start my day off on a positive note. I don't want to hear about, you know, the people stealing babies on the news and people killing people. I don't want my day to be, I don't want my mind programmed that way with that crap, you know. So I'm very cognizant of putting good stuff in my mind when I wake up. It could be scripture, it could be Think and Grow Rich, it could be Millionaire Success Secrets, you know, whatever. It's just good, positive stuff. And then I'm constantly investing in coaches. I'm constantly, you know, going to masterminds. I'm always at seminars. You know, it's just, I love what John Wooden taught me years ago. It's what you learn after you think you know it all that counts. And I always say, if you want to go more, you got to grow more. So it just becomes part of who you are.
So what I like to do, I also try to keep a very open mind, and I've been doing this for years, but I do about 30 trade shows a year. And I'll be in Vegas 3 times in the next 5 weeks. I forget, there's a magic show, which is a fashion show. There's a pet expo. There's a surf expo. I go to these shows, and I try to get connected in at the highest level possible. So when I'm there, if I meet like the people that are promoting the show, and I tell them who I am, what I do, which generally they know, and then say, is there anybody here that you think that you should connect me to that might be a good thing for both of us? And invariably, I come out of every trade show that I go to with a really good group of new great contacts and new business opportunities, speaking opportunities, product opportunities, you name it. It almost, there's very few trade shows I can think of that I ever go to that I'm not gaining something by going.
Huh.
Showing up. I'm going to second what James said. If you don't learn, you don't earn. And I do turn off the news. It's very important. I stop getting the newspaper. I'm not interested. I do a little pop culture. I think that's important. But you get 24 hours in a day. And I looked and said, wow, Richard Branson and Oprah also have 24 hours in a day. How do they do that much? Well, they must organize their time differently. So you do every day, and you need to. First of all, remember that there is something from your neck down. I don't have time to go to the gym. How do I do this? Trust me, I'm sitting in an airplane, I'm doing that, or I am. And every day, every way, because I've found if you don't do that, you get frustrated, you get mad at yourself, you look at yourself naked in the mirror and you feel less than. And I don't really care what else you're doing business-wise. At the end of the day, turn on the light in the mirror, in the bathroom by yourself, and look. Are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you fit? I had a chance to lie in a hospital bed 2 times in the last 2 years and say, if this all went away, what would really matter? And my husband always says, you know, nobody says, I wish I'd spent one more day at work. But I love what I do. I show up here because I love what I do. I teach what I love. I love learning. I took every note that this man said about the 9 steps. Annoyingly, he teased both of us in your living room and said, I'm going to show you 9 steps that you really need to know. I'm like, well, could you tell us what they... No, Sunday. Really? Every one of the things that you said is written down back there. You'd think a chick who sold $2 billion would know it all. And I don't. You need to remember it every day. And God bless the fact that I got mugged in 1982. You were the sum of the obstacles you overcome. That was a really bad night. Next morning, I found myself in a karate studio, and I've been there for the last 25 years. And one of the things that I learned that I carry with me all the time is that even though you're a black belt, it's just a different way of saying what you said, at some point the black belt starts to fray, and it becomes white again. And you are at your best when you're like this. Give me what I most need to know, most need to share, most need to teach, most need to be.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Bam. So before, I just remembered this. Some of you were asking, well, here, let me ask you a question. How many of you are going to remember every single thing that was said here? Jimmy said, man, I wish I had that on script, right? Well, so we are recording it. You can pass out those forms. If any of you would like to, I'm just going to tell you, if any of you want to get the home study course, I'm going to do something special for you. I'm going to give you the guest rate for, anybody bring a guest with them, like you guys came as a guest? So the home study course is $19.97, but you can get it here before you leave for $9.97 as the guest rate. So you get 50% off, and we're putting this together because we're going to start selling the home study course online. I'm going to start driving traffic to it, webinars, converting, you know, the whole 9 yards. So Facebook ads, and then, can I mention the book? We're going to, we just had a little talk the other night. We're actually going to, here, let me just say this. So I have one, thanks. So let me say this so I can tell you what, you know, we want to make this. We got to get together. We're going to turn this into the best book ever written on pitching. The three of us decided to do a book with a major publisher, you know, have a ghostwriter, you know, publicity campaign, all that stuff behind it. And, you know, we were talking the other night and said, man, we can kill this thing. We can help so many people. And we can license the content and train people through it and have training companies do it. And this thing just all on the, but all on helping people get more yeses. So, you know, that's one of the things we're going to be doing too, is taking the content, have a ghostwriter friend of mine start writing this into a book proposal and turn it into a book. And we want to have the best book that stays on the top of the bestseller list ever on pitching. I don't know if there's ever been a book on pitching at the top of the list.
It's not something anyone ever talks about. They talk about leadership or
Yeah, or
sales.
sales or
This is the
motivation.
first of its kind.
Yeah. So, but if you would like to get the access to the online course training, so the original is $19.97, but you get it for $9.97 if you want to get it. And then, wait a minute here, I got the figured out for the 4 payments. You could do the 4 investment option of $297, not $697, and that comes out to a little over $997. So if you do the $997, then you'll save $191 as opposed to doing the payments. Okay, and it's 4 monthly investments of that. And the course will be ready and up online. It's an online training, so you'll get access to, like, you know, a site where you go behind with a passcode, and you'll be able to watch the whole training and go back through as much as you want and review the online. It'll be about 3 weeks. It should be ready and uploaded, right, Dave? About 3 weeks? 4 weeks. He wants an extra week. Okay, so yeah, if you want that, you can turn that into Cindy or Chris in the back, and you can secure your $997 here. I have one last question. Okay? Short answer. So if someone, because I don't know if this has really been covered in detail for this question, so I want the short answer. If someone wanted to approach you, or you know, somebody here has a dream of, you know, working with you, funding a product or a business, or Forbes, give the 1-minute answer on, here are the 2 or 3 things that you need to do before I will take you seriously. How's that?
I'll go first. So So is it a product, is it a business, or either
Could
or,
be
right?
either or, yeah,
Could be
yeah.
anything, okay. If it's a product, I'd like it to be far enough along that it's not just an idea that's going to require tons of R&D and development and engineering, because that, you know, I said, I like to see like a 6-month to 12-month kind of a window where it's going to come back. Because my new model, I've got this company called Star Shop. We're only dealing with existing products, so we're not developing really new products.
Mm-hmm.
So me as an entrepreneur, I will do some development, but not unless it can be done in 3 to 6 months at the most, and doesn't require tons of capital, okay? If it's a business beyond that, I want to know that it's also going to have some pretty good growth within a 6-month to 12-month window. Getting involved with something that's going to take 2 years before there's any revenue is something that's very tough for me to focus on right now.
Cool. Forbes?
One of the check. One of the things that, seriously, can you guys hear me in the back? No.
Yeah.
One of them isn't, yeah, there we go.
One of the things that I would like you guys to do is to go back and listen to this course, and I'll tell you why. The answer to a lot of what I want to be approached with is in what you taught. Are those words happening? Are you there? I am no longer at a point where I really want to take you from a napkin on. I don't have the time. Number 2, my open doors, be very respectful of my time with my children, and don't come rushing at me because it's not, in fact, it's very off-putting. I would love to get involved with you and take your idea, which is pitchable, comprehensive, and ready to go, and will what? Will make me money, which is one of those things, or forward my brand and my passion forward to the next level. If you approach me before that, you're going to close a door, and it won't be nice. It just isn't. The last thing is there's a very special bond here. We talked about social media. Have you reached out to me? Have you connected to each other? I see this. You know who in this room I've connected to? Carlos, since the time I met him in December, has connected on social media. He's liked it. He's commented. He hasn't asked for anything. I know he's got a fitness product. And when it's ready, do you think I'm going to help him? You know I will. Because he led with his heart, but it's valuable. Dr. Theo, I can name about 5 people in this room who took the time and said, yeah, I'm going to contribute. I'm going to be part of this team. And when the ask happens, I'm there. It is that simple, but it's also that strategic. That's the thing that I don't know if you heard that James does. It is very strategic how you move forward. You want to get on somebody's Instagram? Start commenting and compliment. Watch what Kevin's doing. Drop a note. Send a photo. Don't ask for anything for a while, because when you want to, and that door is open, man, we can change your life. That pitch, you have to get it right. Because I'm going to rely on you. If I say, hey, you know what, you got to see my friend Kevin Harrington, I will not send you until you're ready. And I'm not going to teach you. I'll teach the people in this room. Beyond that, I don't have the time. So, great question, by the way. And just one last thing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I personally got so much. Did you guys get a lot?
Yeah.
Did you get more than you thought you were going to get? Way more. Then do me a favor and tell other people about that. We're going to be there back in December. This is way more than I'd ever imagined on so many levels. I'm very hard to impress.
Yep.
And they both do that for me. I am so excited and honored to be part of this, but not for me. That'd be nice. But to move this forward, because I know what we're doing here will change people's lives. And that sounds, after the 3 days, you know what I'm talking about now, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the mission. Teach them to pitch, get their idea, get their charity, get their business, make money, have fun, live your life, and it's all here. Get to that yes.
All right.
Woo!
Yeah. Hey.
Well, folks, I just want to personally say thank you to the 2
Hey,
gurus.
thank
These
you,
guys
too.
were awesome.
Hey.
Thank you, buddy.
James, good job, man.
Make a good team.
It's a good team.
And we just want to say thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. We hope it was helpful. And everybody, please be safe. God bless. Be safe. And we'll be in touch with you who are doing the program about the details and the dates for those of you who aren't in the first 10, the other dates. And we'll just take it from there. But thank you for coming. We hope you got a lot of value for what you invested in being here. Thank you.